PKT Logistics was founded by Datuk Teo Suk Kyo in year 1974 and operated as a trading company before, which known as Port Klang Trading, that located in Shah Alam. Later in year 1997, it was renamed to PKT Logistics Group Sdn Berhad by Datuk Michael Teo, that has took over the business after he finished his study in United Kingdom. Now, PKT acts as a company that is responsible in providing logistic services by utilizing local human resources, building environmentally friendly warehouses, open engagement with the communities. Other businesses are inspired to provide positive impact to people and communities through its activities. Now, PKT Logistic Group Sdn Berhad also has created their own brand image, and now it has the top 10 licenses for custom brokerage, including other services. PKT also has expanded its business with international collaborators such as forming a venture business with Japanese company Yutok Express, and then PKT also joined a venture with a Korean company called Asia Pacific Express that led PKT into the Korean market. Besides, PKT also started a joint venture with Masa Logistics and Okamoto Logistics Co. To be an automotive specialist. PKT also expanded its business from automotive to non-automotive sectors too. PKT also not only focus on that sector, it also focus on fast-moving consumer goods, which is FMCG, and also food and beverage, and lastly energy segments with the plan of earnings 50% of company's total revenue. Therefore, now PKT Logistics Group Sdn Berhad is recognized for their superior supply chain management that makes their business excel. PKT also now focus on a diverse range of market sectors that include automotive, FMCG, F&B, and renewable energy logistics, with a strong commitment to the success of their customers, as I mentioned before. Okay, this is Datuk Michael Teo, and he is the son of Datuk Teo Suk Kyo, which is the founder, and he took over his father's business, which is Port Klang Trading, after finishing his study in United Kingdom, and renamed it to PKT Logistics Groups. Before this, PKT was a very small company since they only do a partnership, and their turnover was only Rm 2 million per annum. DMT has bring a success to PKT and now ranked 5th in the logistics services industry with turnover 300 times than it was before. Now PKT is currently considered a leading logistics company not only in Malaysia but in Asia Pacific region too. PKT under DMT also strongly committed in providing a total logistic service-based solution to customers through cooperation among their stakeholders. Their services also include end-to-end design, intention, and operation of logistics, solution in freight forwarding, customs brokering, contract logistics, haulage, and distribution management for large and medium-sized national and multinational companies.
The main objective of the changes that made by PKT Logistics Neighborhood are firstly, they want to improve their operation as the technology changes because they have a large cargo warehouse. So they make an investment in software technology that have been instrumental in the accuracy in stock management. Besides, they need to improve in order to prevent their business falling further behind. Next, in order to assist in the stock accuracy, the technological changes also help them to operate the business in the long term. The use of new technologies not only benefit the company, but also enhance the company's image and are able to attract more customers. Investing in new technologies also can make them provide a greater service to the community. Because of the need and for each customer is different, so Dato Marketer had decided to use e-commerce access to tailor the service with the different customers' need and can enable the company to grow with their customer. By using e-commerce, it will help traders to further expand their access to overseas markets by making cross-border logistics services cost-effective. Other main objectives are in order to reduce the risk of road accident, Dato Marketer has provided resting facilities such as dining, shower, and even toilet for truck driver who has driven in a long time. It also to increase operational efficiency. If such facilities are not provided, road accident can occur and may result in increased cost of loss resulting from the accident. Even the resting facilities might cause some cost, actually it will give the company's benefits. Dato Marketer also create a good relationship with all his employees besides provide a comfortable workplace and flexible working hours because he believes that a good relationship and working environment are capable of developing skill and advancement in life, and also it's easy to pursue senior employees to adapt to changes that was made in the organization, such as changes in using new technologies. Despite his plan for a vacation, Dato Marketer also wanted to teach second-line management how to be brave and able to run a company smoothly while senior employee or senior management were on leave. PKT Logistics Group have partnered with UUM for the reason to take initiative to leverage the size of the registry to expand the industry academic programs to create a hub for change in the industry and to help build quality talent that will enable it to take the logistics industry to the next level. At last, Dato Marketer runs programs such as Jom Bekerja Sambil Belajar. The purpose for this program is to reduce employment dependencies on foreign workers in order to make the industrial workforce recruitment and to provide students with job-relevant skills. Besides, he also runs a program that involves public such as Anak Belajar Ibu Bekerja's program. The program is designed to help homeowners earn extra income by giving them the opportunity to engage in a flexible workforce.
Internal and external forces. Internal forces is comprised of factors within the company which impact the success and approach of operation. The company has control over these factors. Internal forces also lead PKT Logistics in making changes for their business. Besides, the decision making also influenced by force fit analysis, where they identify the forces first and weight it to determine whether the changes are needed or not. First, PKT's internal forces is employee satisfaction, where company develop the 5H culture that focus on healthy, happy, honesty, hard work, and humble. A lot of programs have been developed. For example, healthy programs where gym facilities have been provided at the company, and a lot of activities or campaigns have been introduced to their employees. The second H is happy, where it emphasizes the relationship among workers where they travel together, festive celebration, or celebrate employees' birthday party. PKT encourage their employees to honest at the same time keep humble. They also provided open working space to make their employees more enthusiastic about their work. Even though these programs require high cost, companies still go for it because employees are valuable assets to the company. For the second internal process is management. They believe that organized management able to pave the way for the company to succeed. It is because management needs to face the changes that are uncontrollable. Therefore, they have developed a lot of systems that make the management to work more systematic. Unlike the internal forces, external forces cannot be controlled by company. It is because external forces were outside influences of the company, for example, economic, technology, or global environment. As for PKT Logistics, their external forces are competitors and customers' demand. First, competitors. They believe that they have to move one step ahead in order to compete with other companies. Besides, they always came up with refreshed ideas to fulfill the customer's demand. It is because if company was left far behind, it's hard to catch up the changes that have been made by other company. Therefore, PKT Logistics eager to come out with solution for problem faced by them. As a result, they are able to stand as one of the market leaders in nation automotive logistic industry. The second one is customers' demand. Their clients tend to enjoy faster time to market, higher order fulfillment rates. Therefore, they build the warehouse to fulfill their customers' demand. This facility emphasizes in warehousing and order fulfillment, product recall, loose picking, and seasonal promotion storage and transportation management.
Changes that has been implemented in this company is the first one is company management and culture. Second one is business model. Third one is infrastructure, and the last one will be technology. So for the first part of company management and culture, at first PKT always communicate through emails, fax, or phone calls. They also have too many structure layers cultures, and then the company doesn't really care about the programs that can build relationships with the community. But then they implement changes that the company always strive on implement knowledge creating company, and then they develop Facebook in order to communicate with each other. Also, this company also help to grow employees' personal happiness from the workplace with emphasize PKT 5H cultures. Okay, the second one is business model, which is before this company, 80% of the company total sales comes from the automotive logistics business. But then after they implement the changes, they invested 120 million to develop modern logistics hub. Okay, for the infrastructure, before this, they're only minimum storage of goods, which is very limited, and then they only have little dock level loading bays and racks, and also only focus on minor operations. But then after they implement the changes, they built the lighthouse and the 12 waves, and then they also make a multi-story storage, and it will more like a modern concept. and in addition it also environment friendly and globally recognized security features. They also custom brokerage and freight forwarding. For the last part is technology, which is before this, normal truck only used in their daily transportation, and the drivers also have no safety initiative. They also have a low security system in PKTs. Also, they have no commercial transactions conducted electronically on the internet. But after they implement the changes, they already have advanced driver assistance system, which is the driver will be more safe, implement the safety initiative. In addition, they also include the high security system, which is a CCTV, and they also focus on e-commerce logistics, which is their conveniently use the advantage of the internet in their company. Okay, for the changes approach, this company use Cotter's 8-step model. Just the first one is the establishing the need for urgency, which is Datuk Michael Teo sensed the urgency to compete with Singapore and change Malaysians' perspective of logistics is a boring industry. So, Datuk Michael Teo is trying to make interesting into the logistics world. The second one will be ensure there is a powerful change group to guide the change. Datuk Michael Teo, he create a team structure to help drive the change, and he also helps to bring the right people together among PKT's employees and also getting the right people in the right team. The third one will be develop a vision, which is PKT develops a vision that moves people and pay lots of attention to the focus of change. The fourth one will be communicate the vision, which is they use multiple channels so that important messages are highly visible and understood. The fifth one will be the empowering the staff, which is the company bring the staff together so that they move in the same direction. Next is ensure there are short-term wins, which is they recognize employees' efforts through progress tracking. They also reward their employees for their good performance in order to motivate them to go throughout the changes process. And seventh is consolidate gains, which is the maintaining momentum, establishing new related change projects for the accomplishing the change objectives. And the last one, PKT also embedded the change in the culture, which is they reinforcing the new culture through training and coaching, telling vivid stories about the organization, what it does and why is it successful. Also, they are not giving up until get the needed behavior and results. Okay, for the scale of change in the organization, the scale of change that took place in PKT Logistics Group is transformational, which is it normally occurred after the transition period. Sometimes it may involve both developmental and transitional change. Also, PKT Logistics Group transformed themselves drastically when they perform the changes that they want to be implemented. Okay, based on our research and findings, PKT Logistics is a socially responsible company providing logistics services which use local human resources and construct environmentally friendly warehouses. The organization communicates freely with the communities and seeks to inspire other companies through its operations, through making a positive effect on individuals and societies. The growth trend of PKT Logistics over the last 2 decades can be traced back to its former Chief Executive and Managing Director, Datuk Michael Teo, who returned from the UK to enter the family company in 1996. So today, as we can see, PKT Logistics is a leading logistics service provider in Malaysia with presence in South Korea, Taiwan, and most Asian countries. We can see that there are a lot of awards that have been achieved by PKT Logistic Group in Height, as we can see that they implemented a lot of changes toward the company to reach success.
There are 5 process of changes made by the PKT Logistic Groups, which firstly, during 2010, PKT had created a wawasan 60 of 40. That means they want to have 60 of 40 remuneration from 60 from motor vehicle and the other 40 is from the FMCG, which is fast moving consumer goods. Secondly, during 2010 until 2019, PKT had invested on infrastructure. Next, during 2011 until 2019, PKT had created a knowledge creating company. Next, on the next year, which was on 2012, PKT had created a Facebook community so that he can communicate with his employees more effectively. And then during 2017 and 2019, the changes that PKT had done, which was they improved on technology. And then today, 2020, is how PKT had developed during the entire 10 years. And all of these changes had been explained and discussed by my friends during on the previous slide. In order to have a successful changes that can be made by a company, the leaders and the change managers itself play a vital role. Hence, in this slide, I'll be explaining about the role play made by the leaders and change managers of PKT Logistic Groups. It is said that the leadership of the leader, which is Dato' Michael Teo, the MD, and he is a group chief executive and also managing director of PKT, was behind the change implemented and success of the company. Before implementing the first changes, which was the wawasan 60-40 on 2010, PKT undergone timeline as follows. During 1999, PKT began doing a business with Korean partner, and then 2 years later, PKT ventured with Kia. And on the same year, PKT started to venture into the automotive logistic business and started to provide its services to more global companies over the next few years. From that year until 2006, PKT actually had made about 80% of total sales that came from automotive logistic business, and that business had become PKT's core business. And then during 2007, Dato' Michael Teo felt that PKT's automotive logistic business had reached its peak. Thus, what he did is he decided to diverse the company's type of services to boost up their earnings. Then the next year, which was on 2008, PKT's annual turnover at this time hit 200 million. And the management of PKT had a retreat and they discussed the next wave of growth for the company. That's why PKT had created wawasan 60-40 2010. The role played by Datuk Michael Teo in order to have a successful change in PKT is firstly he restructured the business model of PKT, and then next he also changed the management style of PKT, and lastly he also relied on ICT. As in restructuring the business model, what Datuk Michael Teo had done is he redesigned the company internally and externally to offer service-based value in order to have a significant change for the company. They focus on internal issues such as PKT's availability of favorable infrastructure for logistics support. For instance, firstly, advanced structure buildings, secondly is the vehicles, and then workplace design, service-minded human resources that were highly motivated and skilled, and then also the ICT, and lastly is the relationship platforms. As for the external issues, PKT focused on customer accessibility systems to the company for co-producing value, the company's social responsibilities, which is CSR, and the building trust. In order to strategically operate PKT's business, the MT decided to give priority to his employees, as he preferred to put his employees first over others, because customers tend to remember employee services, as this will also satisfy them and make them loyal rather than the product itself. Then, to create a successful environment, the MT offers an indoor gym, and then he also offers annual retreats to exotic locations around the world for his employees, and he designed every floor in the workplace with image of the 7 continents of the world to give additional enjoyment to the employees and customers. And lastly, he also communicates with his employees via Facebook community that he had created in order to have a effective communication with his employees. And then next, for the management style, what he had done is he has changed the management style of his late father, which is more to autocratic management style, and the MT understood that autocratic management style might not be able to suitably generate business in PKT's customers' point of view. So he changed the perspective of PKT's business during his late father, which operate the system from I, that means doing it alone, to we, which is working as a team with employees and customers, because he believes that total quality management, which is TQM, that involve every levels of management, is significant to help the success of PKT. And then lastly, he relied on ICT, which what he had done was he created the Facebook community so that he can not only communicate with his employees, he also can communicate with his customers, because he believes that this ICT is a beneficial platform for himself, for customers, employees, partners, and also society. For instance, PKT created Facebook community where his entire staff can communicate with each other, conduct and record meetings via Facebook, which is way more convenient for them. And then this Facebook community also can help the customers and partners to interact with each other to create new knowledge for a desired solution. In addition, the MT's personal skills also help the change in PKT because he understands market situation that this can be applied and help development of PKT also. Dato Michael Teo used Facebook as a requirement channel and no longer advertise their job vacancy through newspapers or also job vacancy boards or portals like JobStreet. Now, requirement is being done through one channel only, which is PKT DMT Facebook community. So, we can easily find any job vacancies in PKT through that channel only through that channel. He also believed that Facebook is a good platform to build a brand business of PKT. And now PKT has around 800,000 of fans in Facebook. And by this change, PKT has already built a strong brand image in the logistics industry in Malaysia as well as in the region.
As the conclusion, PKT Logistics Sdn Bhd successfully planned and implements the changes effectively. Dato Michael Teo initiated the changes and guide his employees in order to achieve the goals. PKT Logistics has used quarter 8-step approach change model to make changes successfully. PKT management handled resistance effectively through 3 methods that are education and communication, participation and involvement, and facilitation and support. The PKT has implemented the changes in terms of infrastructure, management and culture, technology, and business model. PKT are now leading the companies in the Malaysia logistics industry as the result to all changes that have been done starting from 2010 until 2019. Lastly, all the change managers must aware of the issue that involve in managing changes and access to multiple perspectives to enhance the success in producing organizational changes. Thank you.